And hello everyone! XIV the perverted bat gentleman coming live again at your service. Now, last time, Final Days has it Garlemald, and the bunny race Loporits came down to Earth to, you know, well, to eat Eteris to help with the evacuation and whatnot. And then the Sharlians came in, Alphinaud's dad came in, started taking refugees and whatnot. So I think what's gonna happen today is that we're gonna get the bunnies help the Sharlians. At least that's what I'm thinking. Also, now that we're getting closer, yesterday I've been playing on my own a bit and ended up leveling Monk. And boy, does the new Monk feel awesome! It's so much fun with how quick she is, how nice the new animations are. Like, look at this. It's so nice. And then you get dash moves, and you get 3 of them, and you can just be greedy with your DPS. Just stay in the AoE, dash out at the last moment. It's so good. Anyways, with all said and done, it is time we got going. I dare say Master Fortunaut was as nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Heidelin's lunar custodians. As he will soon discover, they have much and more to offer to the forum. Might I suggest we return to the Annex forthwith? We may yet have time to discuss thy recent adventures ere we are summoned to the Rostra. Oh, we are also probably going to go talk with the forum, like with the Sharlians in the forum. Tell them about what's going on. Oh hey, new side quests. But yeah, on the off days I've been leveling my classes, so I'll have everyone ready for role quests. I got a mage at 89, soon to be 90. I got a monk for melee. I'm getting paladin. I start on machinist. It's the healer that's gonna bother me the most. I don't know who to level. I'm not really feeling sage. Scholar is there, so I'm probably gonna end up going with my white mage. But I don't know how that's gonna go. We'll see. I also end up getting the full armor gear for the from the latest dungeon, and it looks pretty nice. It looks aggressive, and I'm here for it. Alright, let's see what happens now. I think we're nearing the end now. The bunnies came down from the moon and whatnot. Also, main quests are at level 88 now, which is, you know, 2 levels before the final, before the cap. Oh hey, cutscene. I'm here! Not that I'm complaining, Urianger, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. Nor I. In extolling the virtues of Eteris, I did inadvertently awaken in the Loporits a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Kryl tells us you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. Oh, also, yeah, we went to the past and learned the start of the final days and whatnot. I've news to share regarding our study of the Ethereal Sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, so I would rather hear them first. To what revelations did Hydaelyn's Elpis flower lead? It led to many things. A lot of things. Then this dynamis is what drives the final days. If it and the Akasha are one and the same, this all but proves Nidhana's theory. Were an entity, through sheer force of emotion, to channel this vast, dormant reservoir into a raging river, its power might surpass even that of ether. But if our star is so replete with ether, said entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamics of the great expanse. Well, she is in space. Meteon. Or rather, the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she has been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish and fear and hatred, drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose: the destruction of Aetheris. Then our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one aim: to defeat Meteon. You make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Vanquish Meteon and we deliver the world from the final days. But to even attempt it, there are two conditions. 1. Where is she? 2. How do we get there? First, we must determine her location. Before Meteon escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Venat, the woman who would become Hydaelyn. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, and so we cannot assume that our Hydaelyn and the Venat you met in Elpis are one and the same. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Hydaelyn possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share that knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. After all, she intends for us to flee Aetheris, not to stay. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Meteon? The Vena I know would never give up. As Azem, as the old Azem, she's stubborn as heck. That's my impression too. Otherwise, she wouldn't have used me as a conduit for her will or provided clues such as the Elpis flower. I believe she has been waiting for mankind's answer to Hermes' question. So, what's the second condition? We must find a means to reach Meteon. Naturally, our chosen method will depend entirely on wheresoever she has made her nest. We'll take the Charlean ship. Let's go. Then communing with Hydaelyn must by necessity come first. Did you and Master Matoya have any luck with your investigation into the Ethereal Sea? Sadly not. Though we enlisted the help of the Arenwald and the other Echo-blessed allies, we couldn't detect so much as a whisper from Hydaelyn, even from within the Anti-Tower. Master Matoya is of the opinion that in the years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Hydaelyn. If so, it would most likely be some form of apparatus for observing the Ethereal Sea, built closer to home. Knock, knock, knock. Who goes there? Sorry to interrupt, we have just received word from the Forum. Your presence is required in Rostra, where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. Then Father was able to persuade them. They're finally taking us seriously. Let's hear what they have to say. Let's do it. Let's go to the Forum and tell them that we're gonna save the world. Master Matoya has suspected for some time that the Forum has been constructing a new facility for the purpose of surveying the Ethereal Sea. Of course, as the custodian of the anti-tower, which would presumably be rendered obsolete as a result, she has a few things to say about that. Nothing that should be repeated in polite company, you understand? Ah, yes, sassy Master Matoya. I love that old hag so much. She takes shit from no one. Absolutely no one. Where are we going? To the Rostra. To the Rostra, let us go. The forum is in session, and as such, the rostra is closed to visitors. I'm expected. Let me in. Let me in! A sign of the 7th dawn? Very well, you may wait in the corridor. Of course, entry will only be permitted on the condition you leave your armaments at the door. Lest you forget, the sacred institution holds rational discourse in the highest. The implements of war are expressly forbidden. Yeah, sure. I'm currently a monk. I can punch harder than most. I don't need weapons. I am a weapon. So this is empty. Alright, let's see here. Let's wait for them to get together. Then we can shit on them. Order? Let's see how this will go.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter.
What? What happened?
We are here to listen and to learn. But if the forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends.
What are you planning? What are you scheming?
By your leave, of course.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far. Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence.
The ad hoc session.
The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the 7th Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus.
Yeah, now that your silence enchantment is off, away, tell us.
You may enter.
And then enter we shall.
On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glacies. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzat-Han.
This is what we do.
The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well.
Oh.
As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Finally, some respect around here.
Then let us begin. First, it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies.
I see you're going with us first mentality, huh?
Radzat Han was foremost among these. But since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
So not all.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
Y'shtola asking the real questions here. Going armor piercing.
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
So what, you're gonna ignore most of the beast tribes? If you ignore Ixal, I'll burn this place to the ground. With you in it.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct.
So it can go, it's just not good enough. Okay.
This Ark, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Ah, I see. So you're not planning on doing single trip. You're gonna have to do back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Hey.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem?
Heh.
We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
He's like, we know.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
Like, honestly, in the Scions, we have the Warrior of Light. If anyone deserves to talk to Hydaelyn, that's Hydaelyn's left hand. Like, screw off. That right is mine.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino.
Here comes the best scrams.
Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself.
Now watch us actually do it.
Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration.
And we will give it to you.
I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
I love this man so much.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms?
Me? Ha!
71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it.
The eyes have it.
Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Regardless that you disowned your own kids.
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
Okay, so we're gonna have to figure this problem out, huh? How are we gonna do that? I'm a little vexed that we've yet to learn of the Forum's replacement for Anti-Tower. Though I expect that in time, they'll share that too with us. And with Master Matoya if they've any sense. Or else Master Matoya will burn this place to the ground with you in it. Sorry about not letting the rest of you in on my plan. I was, admittedly, thinking on my feet for the most part. But since we require both a means of communing with Hydaelyn and reaching Meteon, in the spur of the moment, I saw involving ourselves with the completion of the Ark as a way to work towards both objectives simultaneously. However, we must first keep our bargain by solving the problem of the ether burner. I'd like to think it is not a challenge beyond our combined expertise. or at least the expertise of our extended circle of associates. It might behoove us to learn how an ether burner actually works before we attempt to improve it, though. Indeed, so let's learn. Going underground. Finally, new area. Fortunal's ability to maintain a stiff upper lip is being sorely tested. Hold on, I need to take a screen of this. As instructed, I shall take you to see the ether burner. Meet me outside the Archaeon. I trust you can make your own way down there. So the Ark is being built in Labyrinthos. Hardly surprising. Where else could they conceal such a massive undertaking? Then let's go. I can't click yes for some reason, let's go. Butterfingers. Windows update, why now? Why? Why do you exist? Why are you like this? Our destination lies in the lower levels. The Forum, in its wisdom, has granted you access to the Archaeon's lift. Is that sass I hear? Step inside and have Offline take you to the medial circuit. Medial circuit, let's go. Finally, new area. Finally. Finally, I may unlock flying in this region. Finally, level 90 materials. I can finally craft end gear. You wish to use the lift, yes? Yes! I do wish that indeed. I have sent your associates ahead to Logisticon Alpha on the other side of Mariel Agronomics. Actually, there is something I've been meaning to... No, never mind. It can wait. Let us attend to the matter at hand. Let us. Whoa, that's far. It's a good thing I have the speed boost. Let us go, let us go, let us go, let us go, let us go. You sure you wanna do this? Yeah. No, you don't get to do that. The only thing you get to do is to die. Scree. Look at all this area that I'm gonna have to... Ooh. Ooh. There are two towns in here? Oh boy, this is gonna... Oh, this is gonna take a while, huh? Oh wow. So much to explore. So much to loot. Logisticon Alpha. We are here to wait while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. Here, being Logisticon Alpha, where the atmospheric conditions of Labyrinthus are regulated. Water is drawn from underground and dispersed as vapor, stimulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain. By manipulating the temperature and the air circulation, they are able to create the ideal environment for the growth and preservation of the biological samples kept here. Hold on, how do you know so much about it? Why, Father brought me here as a child. What? And left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind when you went off somewhere with Grandfather. The night before, I'd been asking Father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It was fascinating. I peppered him with questions the entire time. 'Tis all too easy to take for granted with many interweaving aspects of the natural world, to grow inured to the wondrous. But having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Loporites in recreating a similar environment, I have come to view such processes in a new light. The subterranean gardens of Labyrinthos, the lunar prison forged to contain the ancient zodiac, the habitations built for all mankind neath the moon's surface, each unique, yet undeniably similar. 'Tis of no mere coincidence. Ever since Hydaelyn unfolded to us with the grim fate that awaits Iteris, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to Labyrinthos in preparation for the Great Exodus. But that is not all. It is also a testing ground for the technologies that will allow us to settle on distant stars. So you're also researching terraforming, huh? Though the Loporites have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable, that is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Alas, the time is not on our side. I have arranged for you all to enter the central circuit. It is there that most of our preparations for the Great Exodus are carried out, the construction of the Ark among them. Though our plans have been made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions and will have free reign to come and go as you please. Such was the will of the Forum, after all. We will prove ourselves worthy of their trust. Your trust. Then let us proceed. Then let us. By decree of the Forum, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn are permitted to enter the central circuit. Yes! Finally. Ooh, shiny. I imagine the secrets kept here would be of the great benefit to mine own research, but I will refrain from indulging my curiosity for the time being. The Aether Burner is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is Kokol Dankol, after whom the forge is named. Once the necessary introductions have been made, I shall leave you with him to discuss the particulars. This way. Okay, let's go. Where am I going? Take a left. Down the stairs, I'm assuming. Kokol's Forge. Oh man, I can't wait to go gathering here and get all the new mats. I've been leveling crafters for the crafter delivery quests, so I can do them on stream. So I'm looking forward to gearing myself up. Hello, Kokol Dankol. Dank. While the many facilities within the central circuit seems to be visible from the upper levels, the more secretive work must be carried out behind closed doors. Makes sense. Hello.
I could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost me eyebrows.
I love him already.
Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, Master Force, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
I love him.
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse. Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the Ether Burner conundrum.
Not seen you lot down here before.
Yeah, we're new here.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
By whatever means you see fit. So you can just yeet us, huh?
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the Ether Burner.
Aye, aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the Ether Burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding. Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb.
Probably.
But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient.
Well, we'll make it 12% more efficient.
A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
I love him so much.
Hast thou consulted with the Loperids?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Everyone is giving sass for the proportional.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You trying to drive me mad?
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ins like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the northern empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
There was a elegant ship-like thing on the moon. Mayhaps there's some in there.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. but only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards, and the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up. It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
So a trial then, if not a dungeon. I would assume a trial.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
You want me to go and fetch the what's-its? The White Raven's ghost. It haunts me. This sounds like a job for someone else. You want me to go and fetch the what's-its?
That may be for the best, though you doubtless find the task too dull for your liking.
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option.
Well, just employ the grant companies.
Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously...
Huh?
Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours.
What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward. This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Of who? Who are you calling? Don't tell me it's the remainers of Crystal Braves.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
Just the grant companies, okay.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-Sword expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists, or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad.
We got friends in all over the world and outside the world.
Any road, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the ether burner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
This man has passion for his job.
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking. And I'm a born plunderer.
Hey.
I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
I love how Alphino, from the guy who thought he could do everything, has turned into the guy who knows his limits and will not hesitate to ask for help. I'm confident that even the deadliest of elegant defense mechanisms are no match for our allies. At this rate, some of them might soon have as many accomplishments to their names as a certain warrior of light. Ha. Oh, just a moment, my cat's on the window again. And so I return, with cat tucked in the other room and with a new cup of tea. I'm gonna need that. It's time like these we're reminded of how famous or infamous Alphanat has become. Who'd have thought he could achieve so much with a single link per conversation? As we're expecting rather a lot of visitors in the near future, I'd best return to the surface and inform the relevant parties. I also have a contact of my own that might be worth a try. Oh, and who might that be? That's for me to know and you to find out. And on that note, I leave matters here in your capable hands. Best of luck. Thank you. Meanwhile, in Ul'dah... Has the final days hit Ul'dah?
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make.
I wonder if they'll let me play as other people to get the relics. Or is this just gonna happen off screen?
Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames, and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. we will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials.
Assuming the artisans even know what a refined adamantite is. But I guess they can at least identify regular adamantite.
Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
You shall bring honor to our name.
I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Chizona's blade, clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Uldar's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth?
Never give up, never surrender.
That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together.
Ah, the power of friendship.
It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Uldar will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Yes, Your Majesty. And then what now? Meanwhile in Gridania? Or Limsa? What now? Meanwhile in the Black Shroud. Where are the others? Where are my boys? There they are. The serpents. Your hair is clipping. Come on, man.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses.
Well, they can use glare.
Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
Unless... Hey, Yugiri. That's Yugiri's tale.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the Scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
Did I mistake Nago's tail for Yugiri's? Huh.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
Meanwhile, in Limsa Lominsa. In Cortes, we're going Ishgard. Okay. Don't do this to me!
There you are. We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already...
Yeah. Don't... His grave, don't do... Which reminds me, I haven't paid my respects this time.
That was a roar. A dragon's roar.
Meanwhile, in the Ruby Sea. Todoma, huh? You're really skipping over Limsa.
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honourable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid. Is that?
Yo.
Hancock? What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
Oh. What is it? I like how we've built so many bonds over the games. Oh, I'm sorry. All it takes is just one call for the whole world to just, you know, start moving. Just one word. No job too small. Alpino is resisting the urge to pat himself on the back. Though our friends are searching for refined adamantite and sacred relics, we will only know if they meet your requirements once they have arrived. In the meantime, is there aught else we might do to be of service? You already done more than enough! If I had to say though, I could use someone who knows a thing or two about elegant technology. You there, lad with the red eyes and matching hair? You seem to know more than the average scholar. If only Master Cockle knew how right he was. While he and Graha establish a rapport, why don't we help with preparations for the Great Exodus? Indeed, this would mean going above and beyond the terms of our arrangement, but I propose this is not the curry favor. As confident as I am that we will succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This would also be an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the logistics of traversing the Great Expanse. And if nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the adamantine. Leave it to me. Well, ain't you a bunch of helper buggers? If you mind to lend a hand, I know where you ought to go. Shally and Hamlet is lousy with researches in scholarly types, busying themselves preparing for the Exodus. Pah! That lot need all the help they can get. Well then, off we go. I'll admit, without refined adamantite, I ain't got a bloody clue how else I could get the ether burner performing any better. If you lot don't come up with the goods, we're buggered. I shall endeavor to provide Master Cockle with whatever information he should require. Okay, so where are we going? It's the opposite direction, okay. From whence we came, we shall return. Every time they put that generic Final Fantasy leitmotif there, I'm like, yeah, I'm playing a Final Fantasy. It immediately makes me go, yeah, I'm playing a Final Fantasy game. Yep. 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 Hello? From what I can tell, a lot of people actually live down here. I don't know how much help we can offer, but I dare say they'll benefit from some of that fresh inspiration Scholars Montaigne mentioned. Let's start by asking around, ideally without getting in anyone's way. Let's meet by the Aetheryte once our work is done. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Is there anyone that needs help? I can kick. Steady Current, that's the name. Helping with the Ark? Even with all the power Master Cockles managed to squeeze out of the Aether Burner, it's still not enough apparently. And now I hear the final days have arrived. Horrible creatures running rampant all over. If only we'd begin the Exodus sooner. People are dying and there'll be no end to it if we don't fulfill our duties. But we will. We spent years preparing for this moment. Believe in the plan and all will be well. Well, we're gonna hit you with a change of plans. Yellow. Hello? Are you one of the new helpers? Working on the Aether Burner? Oh dear, I hear things have come to a standstill on that front. Even so, I choose that over my current duties. Checking and loading samples day in, day out, it's tiring, thankless work. Still, no one will be cross if I misplace a few legumes or what have you. The forums get enough on their plate as it is, what with deciding who gets to board the Ark and when. A lot of powerful people have opinions about that. My heart goes out to Master Fortunault and the others. Hardly get a moment's rest, I expect. Do they even have time to sleep? No wonder he's so grumpy all the time. He's not getting any sleep. A man needs this sleep. Now let's see, where's the third person? Well, hello there. Where are you going, oh wise toad? No, seriously, where are you going? Where are you taking that cane? Well then. Yellow? Offering to help? That's very kind, but I should be able to organize the rest of the documents by myself. It's mostly lists of the things we'll need once we arrive on the moon, and then whichever star we choose as our new home. My duties largely concern the maintenance of living conditions, so I'll be a lot busier after we depart. I hear that our lunar collaborators have come down to assist in our efforts. I'm looking forward to finally meeting them in person after having communicated with them in such a limited capacity thus far. To be perfectly honest, I've not even the slightest idea what they look like. I do hope they're not enormous looming giants. Why? I would much prefer something small and fluffy, like that beheaded rabbit that ran by. About that. About that! Wouldn't you know? It's your lucky day. The world is ending, but it is your lucky day. You got exactly what you wanted. Let's just attune. Alright. And there we go. Hey, Livingway, you're down here. Orianger. It would appear the Leporites have infiltrated Charlian's most heavily guarded facility. How? I know not. Fancy meeting you here, Almia. Our friends in the forum brought us to see their teeny tiny toy boat, which was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magics. What we're really interested in is Iteris itself, though we now find ourselves in a sort of funny, underground, miniaturized version of it. We were hoping the forum would give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied. Honestly, all that time to prepare and they're still not ready. I suppose we'll just have to show ourselves around. Or at least, that's what we were planning to do until we chanced upon Orianger and your good self. Since you're both dawdling about, engaging in idle chit-chat, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Wouldn't that be fun? Try as he might, Orianger cannot free himself of the Leporites. A tour of Labyrinthos? An unexpected yet prudent suggestion. Given the similarities betwixt this artificial environment and the Bestways burrow, it would be in our best interest to have the Leporites acquaint themselves with those conditions deemed optimal by the Charlian collaborators. I fear, however, that continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing rather than broadening their perspectives. Mayhap thou art best suited to lead this venture. Whoa, what was her new voice? I forgot. What a marvelous idea. Might we begin with that great big what's-it over yonder? Ah, yes, the what's-it. I shall leave its explanation to Almia. Let's go check the what's-it. Let's see what it is. Goodness me, to build something so large without creation magics is positively stupendous. Perhaps you could direct our attention to its most important features? I don't even know the hell it is. Wow, Singing Way is actually humming. Search the apparatus for points of potential interest. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target an area and inspect it with left click. Yes, sir! Let's start with the tanks, I suppose. Observe the mushroom-like tank. Observe the tanks. Observe the metallic cube. It's a little hard to see from here, but is that a golden pipe connected to the top of those tanks? And I can see through that window another pipe at the bottom. Ah, this must be for purifying water drawn up from below. What's the mushroom-like thing? Oh, this is the mushroom-like thing. Well, metallic too. Is that water I hear from inside that great big tube? It must be because of those cogs and the gigantic wheel at the top. Oh, I see. That's how they draw up the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside it too. That looks like the trees in Greatest Endswale. Hold on, that's a bit of a strange shape. It's thin at the bottom, but big and round at the top. Quite tall for something so unbalanced too. Now it makes sense. That's where they store the water. Are you annoyed yet with this voice? Well, if I were to hazard a guess, water drawn from underground, presumably with some other mechanism, is purified here and stored in a tower before being distributed elsewhere. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it! A design brilliant in its simplicity. I dare say it would take only a moment to install in even the harshest of environments. For us Loporids, that is. Indeed. Securing a reliable source of water is of utmost importance for any fledgling settlement. We have read, however, that people of Eteris sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive? Many settlements in Tanalan are built near an oasis. Areas near waterfalls are common sites for villages in Girabania. I mean, Girabania is not that much of a desert, it is barren. But Tanalan is more of a desert. Yeah, built near oasis. So wherever you choose to live, you're never far from water. Oh dear, I worry you won't be able to procure the necessary amount. We can provide enough water to keep them from drying out completely, but it would appear they rely on it far more than we'd anticipated. A few adjustments may be in order once we calculate the average rate of consumption per individual. It may also be worth learning more about how exactly they obtain their water in the first place. Master Alphinaud spoke of the machinery responsible for that feat during our journey through Logisticon Alpha, did he not? Mayhap the Loporids will share his appreciation for the engineering marvel. Oh yes, that sounds absolutely splendid. We must journey beyond the sanctuary of the Charlian hamlet. I shall lead the way. You mean we'll have to brave the untamed wilderness? A valid concern indeed. We could not help but notice that many dangerous-looking creatures with big, nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of this settlement. Were we not escorted here by burly custodians, I dread to think what would have become of us. Regrettably, to many hungry predator with the aforementioned big, nasty teeth, Loporids may appear to be a potential and rather appetizing source of sustenance. Might I impose upon thee to assist in securing safe passage to Logisticon Alpha? For my part, I shall act as the escort to Living Way and Cooking Way. I entrust Singing Way and Growing Way to thy care. Leave it to me. A more valiant protector they could not wish for. Godspeed. If it's all the same to you, I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, Growing Way. To the water extraction, what's it? To the water extraction, what's it we go. Why am I sprinting when I could have just mounted up? Oh well. I guess I'll just spin. Spin! 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 Tatsumaki Senpu! Or as it is known in some circles, I'd like some pound cake! Oh, that looks like a fight. I have a feeling the way forward is not as clear as we'd like. Did you go and take a look? Perhaps you could tell the local beasties were not nearly as delicious as we might appear? I'm pretty sure you're delicious. Especially dipped in sauce. I mean, what? You sense a hostile presence. Okay, how about you perish? No, how about you don't do that? How about I go all Kung Fu on you? And then hit you with Rising the Phoenix! Perish! Thank you so much. I really hope this water extraction what's-it is worth these harrowing experiences. All part of the fun, some might say, but I'd rather not be burned to a crisp if that's all the same to you. So medium rare then. Okay. Medium rare it is. Alright, Urianger, I brought them and in one piece and I did not cook them. I don't know why I had to point that last bit out, but hey, they're alive. And not food. My friends, I bid you welcome to Logisticon Alpha. Our destination doth lie at the lift's top. Pray follow me. Let's go back up. You will need to use this lift should you wish to go to the medial circuit. Let me know if you're headed that way. I don't know why I gave him that noise, or her. I think it was a him. But hey. Marvelous. Simply marvelous. So this is where the magic, or science rather, takes place. The perfect environment to sustain life artificially created. The knowledge we'll gain here will be essential when we start looking for new stars for your kind to inhabit. Apparently, most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. You're all very lucky that Eteris just so happens to provide everything you need to thrive. Or did mankind turn out the way they are because of the available resources, I wonder? Either way, it's nothing short of miraculous, and I cannot wait to see more of it. Agriculture shock! Cookingway is eager for a change of venue, or at the very least, a change of what's-it. Are we gonna take them back to the farm, and they're gonna see we have grapes and not carrots? This is all very wonderful, I'm sure, but I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provision facilities. In other words, where's the food? I believe both the knowledge and the consumables you seek may be found at Muriel Agronomics. As I imagine, Singingway and the others intend to study every conceivable facet of this apparatus, wouldst thou be so kind as to escort our visiting culinarian? Yes, that sounds much more interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to see firsthand some of the delicacies Urianger was telling me about. Even his incredibly vivid, if a bit too verbose, descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself. Not to mention, Eteris will soon be no more, so I must learn all I can while there's still time. Let us brook no further delay. About that, we're gonna save this planet, and you're gonna come down from the moon and live with us. Especially if I can turn you into a beast tribe that I can do quests for. That would be great. Just great. I'm seeing some stuttering on the stream today. I'm blaming Windows Update for that. It's doing something in the background. And you know how Windows Update is. Even if you tell it no, it's still gonna do what it wants to do. Because apparently it knows better. Hello, Cooking Way. This is the place, yes? The heady aroma was enough to guide me here, and I've spotted several of the fruits and vegetables featured in our compendium. I dearly love to try some, but I wrote that those who help themselves to a farmer's crops without permission are often caught and put into pies. Perhaps you could ask whoever's in charge if they would be willing to part with a few samples. Cooking Way is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. You can leave Cooking Way behind by entering a different area, putting too much distance between you, or by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Cooking Way accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location. I don't know why I read that since we've seen that message so many times, but hey. Man, look at that strut. It's just giant leaping steps. I love that. It's so cute. What a fine mess this is. Ah, it's you, the one who climbed down to mine shaft. I'd sure I knew if I could, but I'm rushed off my feet preparing for the Exodus. And I'm not the only one. We all got to find ways to do what we do down here or up there. First on the moon, then on whichever star the forum decides will become our new home. It's all so sudden. So unreal. Don't you want to go to the moon? Well, it's better than waiting for the final days to claim us. But no matter how carefully it's all planned, we'll never be able to take every variety of flora and fauna with us. Even the ones we can take may not survive in their new environment. So many species doomed to extinction. Sorry, that's not what you came to talk about, is it? Nothing quite so dire, I assure you. We merely wish to sample a little of your produce, if we may. By all means, help yourselves. Much appreciated, my good fellow. So, where to begin? Wanna try low resolution grapes? I hear they taste great. Like, they're even famous at this point. Look at them. They took the internet by surprise. But I assure you, all the effort that was not put into the textures went into the taste. It tastes amazing. You'll see. Oh, I know what these are. Grapes, yes? Let's see if they're as delicious as they look. Nom 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 nom. So sweet, so sour. The taste is much like a ripe philosopher's carrot, and yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try another. Nom 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 nom. Well, that's certainly given me food for thought, though in a far less visceral manner than any philosopher's carrot. But tell me, what is your opinion of the grapes? I'd brave an erupting volcano for a choice sponge. Ghastly things. I'd rather eat rancid gigantoad eyeballs. Wow, rude. I mean, I'm personally pretty but that depends on the grapes. If it's like purple grapes, I'm all for it. The white grapes, not so much. I'd brave an erupting volcano for a choice bunch of purple grapes. Yes, they're rather Moorish, aren't they? And from what I've read, quite versatile too. Something about people stepping on them to make intoxicating beverages, as I recall. Ah, yes, wine. Anyway, that's enough about grapes for the time being. On to the next treat. Which would be... Oh, whoa, what's this? Apple? Orange? What'll it be? What'll it be? Orange by name, orange by nature. What came first? The fruit or the color? Who cares? Let's see. Is it named orange because it's orange, or is it named orange because it's orange? No, wait. Is it named orange because it's orange, or is it named orange because it's an orange? There we go. Yes, that's Equal parts sweet and sour as with the grapes, yet nothing alike. I might have to consult Urianger about expanding my vocabulary. I simply cannot find the words to describe it. Perhaps what I'm looking for is... bitter. This is all very complicated, you know? So many flavors, so many choices. And each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you all turned your noses up at the idea of eating nothing but carrots. Marvelous though they still are in my estimation, let no one say I said otherwise. Ah, but speaking of carrots, I've yet to sample any of the vegetables. Let's see what's in that field over there. Let us get you some lettuce and see how you like it. Is it lettuce? No. That looks like what? Pumpkin? What is it? It's pumpkin, isn't it? We're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? That color? That texture? Are they some sort of enormous round carrots? No? In any case, proper nomenclature is less of a concern than the taste. Oh, pumpkin is something, my boy. Blech. It's so hard and flavorless. I may as well be chewing a piece of wood. That all but confirms it. These are nothing more than misbegotten failures masquerading as goodly carrots. They're actually pumpkins and you're supposed to eat the inside, not the outside. Stop, stop, stop. Can't you see these are pumpkins? And no one with any sense would try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. Do you not find it an awful butter? Far from it. Cooking is a joy unto itself. Agreed? And what's more, it broadens the range of ingredients that we may safely eat. But above all else, cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes for as long as I can remember. Then perhaps even these hard blocks of plant matter can become as delicious as the orange I sampled. I wonder though, if there's anything even more delicious. How about that yellow fruit over yonder? What is it? Is that bananas? What is it? A yellow fruit? Oh no, it's a lemon. It's a lemon! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You poor sod. What a wondrous fragrance! With luck, it'll have a flavor to match. As I have no idea how these are eaten, I'll just bite into it. Oh no! My tongue! Is this poison? A lemon? You mean it's supposed to taste like this? How can something so similar to an orange be so revolting? It may be some time before my palate recovers from this ordeal. As such, I had best call an end to this round of sampling. Let's say our farewells and return to the others. Poor man. Poor bunny. Finished, have you? I trust you found something to your liking. I'm rather enamored with the grapes and the oranges. Let's sow the pumpkin, though I learned the hard way they're not to be eaten raw. Then there's... How am I gonna read this? Oh no! Oh, it got me! Ah. Then there was the lemon! The deceiver! I still feel so violated! Haha! First time, was it? I hate for you to leave with a bad taste in your mouth, in more ways than one. So I'll give you this lemon muffin I baked. If this doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? Nevertheless, it would be remiss of me to scorn this opportunity to... bit of a sick game up there. Learned more of your inscrutable ways. Very well, Lemon Buffin. Do your worst. I love this so much. This is... delicious! Although I still detect the hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. I never would have guessed its wild bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. Cooking Way is getting more and more British as we go along. And I'm here for it. See, we rarely use lemon in its natural state, but it has a starring role in all sorts of recipes. And the same is true for many other ingredients. It comes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal, and sometimes that even can be the difference between life and death. I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the Forum has agonized over what was worth preserving, and what will be consigned to history. Hard choices, but make them we must if we are to survive. Such strength of will! Now I know what Hydaelyn sees in your kind. Ah. Mankind. The Loporets were both born from the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learn all there is to learn about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Once a civilization has fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, it will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. And therein lies this folly, and its downfall. For perfection is an unattainable ideal. It is the paradox of the immaculate carrot. Yet the civilizations since time immemorial have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the cost incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. What then is the alternative? The answer lies in knowing that our existence can never be perfect. To be content with what we have and make the most of it. Agreed? Spitting some facts here. When life gives you lemons, make lemon muffins. I wanna hug you so much. Pardon my Eosian, but what in the seven hells are you on about? And who are you anyway? Cooking Way, at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. But don't worry, there'll be room for your crops too. We'll work together to preserve as many of Eteri's species as possible if you're up to the challenge. Yes, of course. I look forward to it. Well, this has all been highly productive. Probably. Let's go and see if Urianger and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? I love this bit so much. I know it was just padding, but it was beautiful padding. I loved it. That was beautiful. I want more. I want more, Guardian. Piss off. Piss off. Deceiver! I feel so violated. That was beautiful. Whoever wrote that line. I love you. Oh. That was a joy and a half. That was most enlightening, especially the part with the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, do you know any other places famed for their cuisine? Limsa is home to the Culinarius Guild and many less than savory establishments. The Far East has oodles of noodles. Like, the first option is more helpful, informative, but the second option, oodles of noodles, I have to. The Far East has oodles of noodles. Would that I'd had time to visit? The more I learn of Eteris, the more I wish we could spare it from the final days. Alas, Heidelin's orders are to flee, not to resist. If only there was some other way. Well, wouldn't you know it? Sage Council. Urianger appears to be telling the Loporits in preparation for an imminent departure. Almia, I trust thy time at Muriel Agronomics did bear fruit? Not you too, Urianger. Our own efforts too were rewarded. We now possess an embarrassment of educational riches. No doubt our guests' relentless pursuit of knowledge could occupy them and us for a fortnight. Alas, time is of the essence. Let us return to Charlie and Hamlet forthwith. I shall gladly attend to each and every Loporit there, should further questions within my power to answer arise. My sides. Aww. Go, growing way. I can't believe they've done me like this. Deceiver! What's wrong? Yes, Salmia, that was indeed me verbalizing a sigh to express my emotional state. Do you want to know why? That sounds like a landmine. Do I want to step on it? Do I? Because I saw the reconstructed environment data for Eteris at Logisticon Alpha, that's why. A forest so lovely and so leafy. Are all your forests like that? The Black Shroud is quite leafy indeed and a place of utmost tranquility. Their burden at least, the trees of Drawania stand particularly proud. You should see the forests of the first. One was purple. Yeah, Lakeland. Nah, Black Shroud. I love Black Shroud. Gasp, I say! With a star so wonderful, it comes as no surprise that you're reluctant to leave it behind. I was a fool to think otherwise, to assume that the moon was something worth being proud of. I mean, it is. You turned the damn thing into a ship. Like, that's amazing. How ridiculous we must seem to you. Trying so hard, yet achieving so little. Not at all. Thy works are no less worthy for their uniqueness. I thought I heard tiny voices. Thancred. Thancred. How didst thou fare? You know, I was able to glean a fair bit from the researchers while helping to move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here, despite news of the coming end. We have the Forum's leadership to thank for that. That doesn't mean people aren't worried, though. Quite the opposite. Knowing disaster could strike at any moment, they hurry to complete their work, equally aware that a single error could be the difference between life and death. And we can hardly tell them there is no cause for concern. Yeah. Perhaps not. Though aided by our goodly growing way, we may yet find other ways to lighten their burden. Me? Be of use to people? I'm honored that you would think of me so capable, but I'm not sure I'm up to that challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in thee. If you say so, I suppose it can't hurt to try. I passed someone moping in the Western Plaza that looked to be in need of a helping paw. Perhaps you might start with him. I mean, you guys are cute. Just by existing, you help. This as good a place as any. Come. I had a good laugh. I had a good damn laugh. Troubled researcher. Yellow. What ails you, friend? Oh. Can I help you? We'd like to help you. It is you who would help me? Is my anxiety truly so obvious? A burden shared is a burden eased. Pray tell us of thy troubles. Those little fellows do look like good listeners. I'm an engineer, you see, and what they say of the ship, that it's the sum of decades of Charlene ingenuity, that it's built with peerless Allegan technology is all true, but I know that none of that's a guarantee. We've never before launched a starfaring vessel, let alone flown it in the great expanse. All the tests we have run have been on the ground. Only operational personnel and cargo will be abroad for the first voyage, but even so, if it fails us then, what can we do? And if it doesn't, it could fall apart on the next flight, or the one after that. We've done everything we can to prevent that from happening, but it hardly matters. We thought the ether burner's design was flawless too, and look how that turned out. Thou art familiar with these most daunting technologies, and thus thou hold the power to allay his fears. Oh, I'm not sure about that, but, well... Maybe you could tell me if there are any aspects of the ship's design that you're especially worried about? Our ability to walk about and perform our tasks, for one. I've devised a means by which to employ gravity, a spatio-temporal spell to regulate the environment, but what if it's not strong enough? What if everyone floats away and begins crashing into things as soon as we left the star? Aha! Gravitation! Maybe I can be of help after all. Up there is not so different from down here, you see. The same rules apply, and if you consider them as part of one great big cosmos rather than separate places... Adorable. I suspect both parties shall find comfort in this conversation. Yet if Tancred's tale be true, still others would benefit from insights born of experience. Might I prevail upon the Loporrits to attend them? An excellent idea, if I do say so myself. There's not with like more than to ease the hearts of the fine people of Eteris and learn more about them while we're at it. Full glad am I to hear it. Gather thy companions and bring them hither. Almia, thou hast a gift for finding souls in need of succor. Pray seek thee out the distressed and the apprehensive, and inform them that help is at hand. I shall await them here, that I might introduce each to a suitable laporet. Leave it to me. I'm good at looking at my map and finding exclamation marks on it. Oh, I do so look forward to that. A place for every laporet, and every laporet in their place. Oh boy, it's gonna be a big range, huh? Alright, let's scour the streets. Anyone needs help? Or at least a fluffy bunny to cuddle? I have solution to your needs. Nice hair. Concerns? Nay, there's no point in worrying at this stage, it'll only make the work go that much slower. This woman seems to be coping well. Drinking hard on that copium, it seems. Can I have some? Could use some. In these trying times. I see you, distracted researcher. Stop being distracted. What are you doing here? 56 bunches of weeds in the ground. 56 bunches of weeds. Rip one out. Add to the mount. 55 bunches of weeds in the... The fuck are you doing? I'm not neglecting my duties, I swear. I was in need of a little break, you see, but then I found myself unable to relax at all, so I went on a walk, and then I noticed these weeds and... Pleasant conversation partners and oh, so fuzzy. Goodness me, that sounds like a much better way to relax. See, we don't need to solve your stuff, you just need some cuddles. Some fluffy cuddles. Hiya! Okay, who's that? Do you need help? Do you need help? Do you need help? You don't need help. Meow. Okay, bye. Help was not needed this day. Anyone inside? I can't go inside. Okay. No help then. Fine. See if I care. Hup. Dost you need help, occupied administrator? How may I help you? I'd like to help you. My, what a lovely idea. I too noticed people becoming rather tense, so I rushed out to pluck some fresh and fragrant tea leaves. Now I need only track down 100 or so cups. But don't you worry, I can manage. I hope your plan to cheer everyone up goes well. This woman is doing better than you are! Jeez, no need to call me out like that, game. I know I haven't been in the best kind of places, but hey. I need some copium. Anyone back here needing help? No? Okay, bye. Ah, I see you. I can't... Fine, I'll take the long way out. Well, that's 3 more people, I suppose. Is anything bothering me? Hold on. Is anything bothering me? Well, I've been loading cargo for bells now, so my back feels like a white sense played it as a piano. My feet and knees are drums and cymbals too. This cleaner seems fine, if in need of a break. He definitely looks like he needs a break. Pondering mathematician. What are you pondering? Hmm? You need help? Consult our collaborators? I suppose that would be more effective than sitting here brooding. I'm attempting to calculate how much cargo we can consolidate into fewer trips, should the ether burner make our original estimates unfeasible. But there's simply too many variables. I feel as my bro will turn inside out. But perhaps our lunar associates will have more insight into how much weight constitutes too much weight for our purposes. Thank you for letting me know. Hello. Whoa, what? My face? What's wrong with my... Ow! Perhaps I am a bit tense. I was tasked with ensuring that the proper fauna, and only the proper fauna, are brought with us to the moon. However, the suitability of a few species is still under debate, and I can hardly make the decision myself when I know so little about the environment up there. Including the Loporids in our discussions is a wonderful idea. I absolutely will, thank you. Perhaps their biology itself might offer some clue as well. Hello, Junkmonger, what are you selling? Any Shrimp Gold, Salmon Roll, Leech? I already have those. Hey, Mender, I've been in a few scraps. Can you heal? Thank you. Thank you for repairing. You! Yes, you idiot! Have you seen an envelope lying about? Fucking rude. This imbecile refuses to give me the alchemic I ordered without that bloody slip of parchment. Unless your friends have a spell to make me remember where I dropped my damned envelope, I doubt they'll be more help than you. And you wasted enough of my time already. It would be unfortunate for all involved to inflict this man upon the Loporids. Fuck you. The end of the world is nigh, and yet the work goes no faster. Schedules are such temperamental things. Feasible one moment, utter bollocks the next. And yet, I never felt so alive. This one is beyond your help. Only sleep can save her now. She's gone cuckoo. What's wrong? What am I thinking about? What am I thinking about? The medical facilities on the ship, of course. I designed them with the assistance of our sages and chirurgeons, but to imagine every illness or injury that one might face in the great expanse is beyond any of us. To say nothing of the effects that living out there indefinitely might have on the body. Like weaker bones. The crew from the moon! Why did I not think of that? You're welcome! Okay, let's see. Despondent engineer. Target acquired. Just leave me to my misery. The forum can appoint someone else. I apologize. I simply don't know what to do. How am I supposed to pilot the Ark if I'm already falling apart under the pressure? You know, a starship pilot that I might speak with? Truly? Well, then there's no time to waste. They can help me prepare for this monumental task. Hup. Yeah. Yeah. Well met, traveler. Might I increase you to Chocobo Reporter? We've done that. Okay. Skeptical researcher. Have you heard of anything of what's on the moon? I have no doubt that we can make it up there, but the searching for a new star part of the plan sounds awfully vague to me. I asked the forum, but they will only tell us that our collaborators have everything under control. Forgive me, but I don't feel particularly safe wandering through the sea of stars on gods know what made by gods know who. Then go meet them. You mean to say that I can speak with them directly? Amazing! I hope they like questions. Good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing! Hiya! Worries. No, I believe I'm fine, thank you. I've been confiding in my colleagues and it's helped a lot. Can't recommend it enough. This researcher already has the support she needs. Lucky you. Now where are the others? I still have 2 people to find. Where are you? Anyone down there? I doubt it. I can't even jump there. Alright. Hey, unconcerned gleaner. Why are you unconcerned? Start being concerned. Apologies, but I am waiting a delivery. Whatever it is will have to wait. It seems this gleaner is too busy to chat, for his benefit or otherwise. Anyone outside? Anyone outside? I don't see anyone outside. Still gonna check though. Meep meep. Piss off. Don't make me come over there. Oi! Hey! I said cease! Okay. Let us find 2 more people that are needed in help. Where are you? Hey yo. Yellow. Anyone over yonder? No? Okay. This is where they're all gathering. I've never checked this corner. Alright, no one here. I wonder if I can go inside in some of these. A mammoth, huh? Oh, it seems I can. Excuse me, do you have any digestives? We just stocked them, but we just sold out. My apologies. Everyone is getting some digestive problems apparently from the stress, huh? It happens. It happens. Okay, this one is no entry, no entry. No entry. Any buildings, any other buildings that I can enter? I'm looking for people to help. Let me help. Help me help you. No entry. Also no entry. No entry. Come on, where are the others? Where are the other 2? Where are you? Hello? Anyone? Anyone under the pillar? Behind the pillar, I mean? If you're under the pillar, I'm sorry, but I can't help you. It's too late. It's too late for you. You're already gone. Hup. I'm doing a lap now, huh? Where are you? Show yourself! Anyone on the outside of this part? I've never checked outside here. Besides, there is a fate. So might as well get that going as well. Empty the nest. Someone has already added, so this will be over quickly. Okay. Quiltalin! Come, I need your help. Punch! More punch! More punch! Harder punch. Punch punch. I can't wait to unlock Star Shower. That's gonna be so good. Like, it's Tifa's move from the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm here for it. Like, what's it called in this game? It's called Phantom Rush. But it is Star Shower, basically, for all purposes. Okay, this is a bit of an issue. But hey, help is here. Oh, and it's a tank, thank God. Tank God! Okay. Now, perfect balance. Guaranteed crit. Guaranteed crit. Guaranteed crit. Tornado kick! The new monk is just... I love it! Okay, it's time to spam AoEs. Yeah. You know what? Riddle of Earth will take the damage. Fuck it. Alright. Back to business. Back to me Green Hills. There's really no one down there. Oh, yeah, there's definitely no one down there. Okay, where are the remaining two? Where are you? Come on. Come on! Show yourself, you fool! I don't have time for this. Come on, man, I'm on a schedule. Yeah, we're here, back here. Is the pharmacy the only thing I can enter? Only building? Man. I swear to God, if one of these side quest characters are actually someone I can talk to, you know what, I'm gonna just take the quests. Consider Chief the proposing man. Heavens forfend, to think this would happen in my kitchen, the nerve! Oh, you there? Yes, you! You've the look of a woman who knows what she's about, and I'm in desperate need of one such as you. Picked myself a bushel of Muriel Agronomics apples, but wouldn't you know, some nasty mandragora swiped those red beauties under my nose. Not sure how that got in here in the first place, but that's beside the point. I could well try steal them back myself, but goodness knows how many hours it'd be before I stumbled upon that blasted bandit. I'm only one man, I can't cover all the ground by myself. So be a friend and help me get my apples back, would you? I just knew you'd oblige me. Now then, let's talk strategy. I'll scour the area south of here, you take the north. Deal? Fine. You're obviously not the person I'm looking for. How about you, Charmant? Or Charmant? Charman's eyes have a faraway look about them, as if he's thinking great thoughts. What luck! You're just the gallant sort I was in search of. You see, I whipped up an experimental new tincture, one that brings low certain type of fiend. I had hoped a brave adventurer might taste its efficacy for me in the field. And since you're here, perhaps you could fill that role. Good. Now then, about the solution of mine. With the help of some gleaners, I've crafted a concoction that can incinerate even the hardest of seedkin's casings, allowing one to make quick work of the beasts. Or so my hypothesis goes anyways. Alas, my genius remains untested and thus unproven, which is where you come in. One so well versed in the ways of war should have no trouble at all verifying the tincture's efficacy, I should think. Based on the information I have ascertained, an oversized Birkanen can be found wandering about to the west of Logisticon Beta. Douse that sadistic seedkin in my newest nostrum and bash it into a bloody pulp for me, would you? All these side quests that I won't do. I just want to see if they're the NPCs I'm looking for or not. I doubt that would be the case. 14 is actually pretty good with that at separating... Oh, there's someone up there. Separating quest NPCs with side quest NPCs. Well, that's one more person. Where's the last one? Blasted assistants? Where have they gone off to at a time like this? Beg pardon, but I do not have time for idle chit-chat. I need to reconfirm that ether levels are consistent throughout the vessel's machinery, and it seems I shall have to do so single-handedly. I swear when I find those assistants of mine... The Leporids are willing to help. Why didn't you say so? At least they won't moan about how they checked 24 times already and haven't slept in weeks. Lazy sods. Okay, but seriously, where's the last person? Ah! The last person's probably right under my nose, and I just haven't seen them. Let me see. Okay, maybe not right under my nose. I will find you, and I will help you. Come on, where are you? Show yourself, you fiend. Man, normally I'm pretty decent at finding these people. But 8 of them is a bit of a tall order, ain't it? Anyone here that I left out by any chance? No? What's up? Where is this last person? Maybe I should look up more. I swear to God, if one of them is on the roof or something, I'm gonna be... Woo. I shall become salt and consume all the copium on the world. Ah! You were hiding, huh? My gods. My chest is tight. Am I dying? Is this what dying feels like? Oh. Do pardon me. I didn't see you there. There's no cause for concern, I assure you. No cause for concern. Even though we may need to depart at any moment. And if the hull I designed buckles under strain, the entire vessel may explode on launch, claiming countless lives and dooming all mankind. But that is highly unlikely. Yes. Yes. Highly unlikely. Highly. Our visitors can help me triple check for structural flaws, you say? Why, that will be wonderful. I'm breathing more easily already. Ooh, that got me lightheaded. Whew. That got me lightheaded. Alright. Let me get my composer back. Behold, Amia. though through thine efforts, word has spread throughout Labyrinthos. Verily, to a far greater number we anticipated. Livingway doth gather more Loporrits as we speak. I shall assign each in accordance with the skills that new bonds of friendship might be forged. Should great matters require not thine attentions, watch over them, I prithee. Ah. Look at them. In the long run, however, most of you won't die. When you put it that way. Wait, what's that? It's fine to admit you're scared, you know? I mean, you would be. It's only normal that you would be. Lords, my head is spinning.
Phew! Oh, finally some rest. Why, I haven't spoken so much in, well, in forever.
Lively, isn't it? The town is abuzz. Everyone eager to meet with our friends from the moon.
Twould behoove you to consult with Sleepingway. As our moon's pilot, his advice should be most pertinent.
Assuming he's not sleeping on the job.
I'm impressed. Truth be told, I struggle to tell one from another. No offense intended, of course.
None taken. After you and your friends left Mare Elementorum, we spent no small amount of time with your Urianger. Oh, the conversations we had. He told us all about Atheris, answered our every question, no matter how trifling or trivial. Look! Every page filled to the margins with knowledge.
Aww.
When I first arrived, I was struck by how little I knew. It was daunting. But then I realized that, were it not for Urianger and his teachings, we'd still be stuck on the moon, gazing at your world and wondering what we've been missing.
What would they think if they could see Urianger now? I dare say they'd be more than a bit surprised. And impressed, no doubt. Master Louisoix, Minfilia, Papalimo, and not to forget...
Monbrida? Oh.
Oh there. Heard there was a visiting expert who we might bother with a few questions. I take it you'd be the one.
Oh no! It's her parents, isn't it? Oh. Oh no. Urianger, it's time for feels, my man. I hope you're ready.
Yes, I am.
Speak of the devil.
Wilson and Blovida, Sharlayan's foremost researchers in the field of teleportation magic, and Moonbreeder's parents.
It hath been some time. 'Tis good to see you in good health.
Oh, Urianger.
Likewise, old friend. Blovida and I were most honored to answer the call. Never expected this reunion, though, did we, dear?
I'll say, the nerve. Sending that letter, then running off to the gods know where.
Oh.
Do you have any idea how worried we were.
I'm sorry. 'Twas remiss of me not to deliver the news in person. No, more than that. 'Twas I who...
Our daughter was disillusioned after Master Louisoix left her behind. The day the Scions called upon her was the happiest I'd seen her in years. She made her every choice of her own free will. No one could have ever forced her to do otherwise. Don't blame yourself for her death. Celebrate her life. You know that's what she'd want.
If there is one thing we resent you for, it was that we could not be there to mourn her with you. Reading the words you penned in that shaky hand, we must have cried as much for you as we did for her.
I'm sorry. I truly, truly am. I knew not what to say. Knew not how to express my feelings. The poems and platitudes of wiser men, musings on sadness and loss, studied and memorized, and meaningless in the moment.
Silly boy. We are all powerless before such grief. Even now, try as I might, the words escape me. But in our hearts, we know, we always know.
I remember when you were young, how the lads teased you for choosing the company of books over others. Our moon didn't take kindly to that. Be nice to Urianger, she'd shout, and give them a walloping. No matter how many times we scolded her.
So we offered a suggestion. Rather than starting fights, why don't you be the bridge between Urianger and the others? She had to mull it over for a while. Arms crossed, brow furrowed in intense thought. But from that day on, she never let you be alone. She'd drag you outside to play, pepper you with endless questions, read the same books you read, all to try and understand you that much better. I'm sure it was annoying and exhausting at the time, but she only ever had the best of intentions.
And look at you now, at the center of the crowd. The reason there even is a crowd, having brought these people together. You've no idea how proud we are.
To see the boy our daughter trusted and believed in more than anyone grow into the man she always knew he could be. I can see her in you too. Feel her. She walks with you wheresoever you go. So thank you, Urianger, for being who you are.
I think I can feel her too. The truth of her life. Not sorrow, but hope and love.
This moon breeder, She was important to him, wasn't she?
You could ask the man himself.
Oh, no. But watching this exchange reminds me how much I've yet to learn about your world. And its people.
You can live here your entire life and hardly learn a thing. And that's why it's too soon for this to end.
Oh, Almia, be assured that I am fine. I am. Full glad to see them too, after we're so very long. Gladder still that it was in your company. As difficult as it was to accept their kindness, it would have been far harder had I faced them alone. Before that though. Oh, you must be one of the Scions, correct? The one and only. Thank you for caring for my daughter. The time she spent with you was all too short, but I know she was proud to have you as comrades. Urianger is too, I'm sure. I can certainly feel better for knowing he has good friends to look after him. See that he comes home from time to time, will ya? I'm not crying. The classical Rogadin language isn't so different from Eorzean. Did you ever wonder why we named our daughter Moon's Bride? When I first held her, the moon was shining silver and full. The whole world seemed aglow. I know it had chosen her, that she would be a beacon of that selfsame light. Of course, we'd later hear our fair share of jokes about how we ought to have gone for Sun instead, with how bright and stubborn she was. But fiery as my Moonbrida was, she was always kind and gentle. Okay, we already read that. The pall of anxiety over Charlie and Hamlet has thinned to more manageable levels. Thou hast my gratitude for lending courage to the Loporids. Not disposed to rest on their laurels, several of our guests have elected to accompany my countrymen to their stations. Some few may still come hither seeking counsel, and so shall I remain to aid them as need be. If thou art needed elsewhere, do not let me detain thee. As a matter of fact, I was hoping you might check on Alizé. Last I saw, she was struggling to carry an enormous pile of boxes out the west gate. I could go myself, but we both know whose help she's less like to scorn. Not to mention that, much to my misfortune, I can think of several other things I ought to be doing. Until later. Emma. Alright, where are we going? Over to yonder. Let us go. Let us get stuck on shrubs, man. That was a good scene. Like that, it took 4 expansion packs for us to have that resolution. That was a payoff indeed. You discover a new location. Oh, you can't carry these? Wait, what? Something is in them. Almia, what are you doing out here? I'm here to help. No, I don't mind if you help with these boxes, but it's far from the most exciting of tasks. Are you sure? Yeah? Well, I appreciate the assistance. We need to get these to Alporia. Time is short, of course, but they are full of organic specimens and samples, so try not to be too rough with them. Alphina should be waiting for us when we arrive. I'll see you there. Deliver the crate samples to Alphina. We're gonna go to the Alporia. Okay. Let's go! It's gonna be a long haul. Let's take a shortcut. Because I'm not facing that while I'm carrying this. Run, girl! Run in a straight line. Man, I'm liking this set a bit too much. Oh, it's undieable. Wow. The new dungeon set so far has been dieable, but not this one apparently. They really want you to stay black, huh? Hey Alfie, take. Oh, you're helping with the crates. Wonderful. You can put that there with the others. I have brought you crates. You have my gratitude, but how did you come to be involved in this? Ha, then I suppose I have Thancred to thank as well. If you're wondering why we were tasked with bringing these boxes to Aporia to begin with, so was I. It turns out that this is a base of operations of sorts. Those with final say as to what is included in the ship's manifest can be found here. Aha. Father included, I suspect. That should be everything. You carried all of that once? Are you trying to injure yourself? Oh hush, they're lighter than they look, and not everyone has your delicate arms. I suppose we should let everyone know that we finished. Teopaldin is in the courtyard, we can report to him. Why don't you come along? You should get credit for your assistance at least. Considering where we are, we might even learn something interesting. And off she goes. I'm too lazy to run all that way. Speed! Speed, 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 speed! You can't deny it, we're flying through the time so fast like no one ever been before. Let's attune. Shoop. I keep thinking that I've seen him elsewhere, but I cannot for the life of me remember when. This must be Teopaldin. Gods, it never ends, does it? What can I do for you? We brought the samples from Charlie and Hamlet, Series 110. The crates are by the entrance. Ah, thank you. I had expected one of my colleagues, but we are dreadfully short-handed. Just a moment. You're Fortunal's children, are you not? Alphino and Alizé, at your service. You are well acquainted with Father, I take it? Quite. I've been friends with your parents since our days at the Studium. I remember when you were yee-high waddling hither and thither. Clearly, it's been quite some time since we met. It's good to see you again, wielding your father's knowledge, no less. You knew our parents when they were young? What were they like? Pray spare no detail. I should like nothing more than to regale you. Alas, I am meant to be in charge here, and reams of paperwork want for submission. We can out with that, in exchange for the sort of stories our parents would never willingly divulge, of course. Very well then. There happen to be 3 sets of documents in need of delivery, so about you each take one. Wait, right there. How do you know where to deliver them? You will find a forum representative waiting to collect these near the southernmost structure. I hope I haven't kept her waiting too long. Never mind Alphino and Alizé, I'm certain they'll be back soon enough. Okay. The representative, where are you? Where are you? I am here to bring you documents. Papers, please, you say? Well, here's your papers. Are you not one of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? I thought you were meant to be working on the ether burner. The nature of this paperwork is not a particularly well-guarded secret, but due to how dull it is to read, will nevertheless remain largely unknown. Theopoldin's paperwork. I was beginning to worry he had misplaced his quill. I appreciate your help in seeing these documents to my hand at last. As for your other task, pray keep this between us, but I sincerely hope you Scions succeed. The Exodus, without a doubt, the most monumental undertaking in the history of the Forum, and so we must be circumspect in all aspects. Risk is a privilege we cannot afford ourselves. At its heart, however, Sharlayan has ever been a nation of the curious. It would be a tragedy indeed if we were the ones to stymie your pursuit of truth. Ashirene koyo kaze no yo ni. Quick and efficient, I dare say you have a talent for this work. The twins' papers only needed to be delivered to elsewhere in the facility, so they should be returning any moment. We return with not a scrap of paperwork remaining on our persons, you will note. You both have my thanks, and my apologies for sending you on an errand far below your ambitions. Why, even as a babe, you struggled out of your swaddling clothes and... That is quite enough of that, thank you. It was compromising stories of our parents that we asked to hear, to reiterate. Of course. I've known your father for so long, I must have something. Well, as you know, part of why the Leveria name garners such respect in Sharlayan is your family's storied history. You too can trace your ancestry directly to those who came aboard Nunkrep's Hope, a lineage few can claim. I never thought of much of it myself. It's not as though our forebears founded our nation. They were simply there when it happened. Nevertheless, it has traditionally been a point of pride. Tis why Nunkrep's pronouncement, renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason, has ever been our family's creed. Until your grandfather's time, Archon Luswan looked not to Nimkep's words, but his deeds. He asserted, in defiance of his peers, that choosing to save the great and the small from the rising tides was the true mark of our founder's virtue. Perhaps it was his expertise, his knowledge of ancient prophecy and the fall of civilizations that led him to conclude that to eschew conflict at every turn was to consign mankind to his doom. There will ever be conflict, and calamity will follow. Thus, to ignore the plight of those who one might conceivably save is not wisdom. It is indolence. You remember his words well indeed. Archon Lusa lived by that personal creed and used every means at his disposal to bring succor to those in need, Sharlayan or no. No one loved and admired your grandfather more than his son. Yet Forshnold could not reconcile Luzoa's deed with the philosophy of their forebears and his peers. A philosophy in which he believed so fervently, yet made a pariah of his father. Forshnold agonized over this contradiction much for his life. God's father! A son may carry his father's blood, but his choices are his own to bear. Is it not always thus? Gods know Forshnold's a cranky old goat, so I'm sure you butt heads often enough. Yet even so, you must know that you are constantly in his thoughts, every moment of the day, and that is not an exaggeration in the slightest. You should have seen him when you were born, barely recognizable. He was, with a kind of dumbfounded grin I'd not seen since he first took a fancy to your mother. He was practically skipping when he told me the news. Take my word for it, he loves you to an embarrassing degree. But he is also frustratingly single-minded. Once he's decided that a given action is for the best, he will stay the course no matter who or what opposes him. A profoundly annoying habit when you're on the other end of it, as I'm sure you will agree. I'll say, thank you for your insight. When we next meet our parents, I shall mention that we spoke. Try not to get me into too much trouble now. I need the forum on my side. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back to work. I have to make sure those specimens you brought make it to their proper places, or the cranky old goat will have my hide. We can speak again later. Bow, bow, ba, 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 bow. Hail, you three! Who's this one? Ah. Graha, surely Cockle hasn't driven you out of the forge already? For better or for worse, no. However, he has set me a task that requires more than my single pair of hands, and here you are. I could use at least one of you, but I won't object to more. Unfortunately, Alizé and I have prior commitments, and we have delayed too long as it is. What about you, Almia? Can you spare the time? Leave it to me. Perfect. This shouldn't take long. I did tune, right? Yep. An unspecified task awaits you. In the event that our, and I quote, promised heap of adamantite falls right out of the bloody sky and into my lap, Master Cockle wishes to be ready to put the proverbial hammer to anvils at a moment's notice. To fabricate these parts, however, he needs the flames in Cockle's forge to burn hotter. He sent me to increase the amount of ether being funneled to his furnaces. The flow of fire aspected ether in Labyrinthos is regulated by an elemental reactor sort of here, to which I have borrowed the key. The adjustment will require 2 people to carry out safely, but I can explain the process when we arrive. This is where we part then. We'll see you in Charlie and Hamlet once the adamantite arrives, if not before. Let us go then. This way then. Nyum. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I can handle that one alone. Is there no one here? Wasted 14, huh? What is it? Yellow! My frame rate, give it back, thank you. I know you're loading. The reactor is housed within this facility. I'll be the one to go inside and adjust the fire ether output. When I do, a rather large amount of water expected ether will issue from the vent at the top. I expect this to attract at least few elementals, which we would both rather not be drawn into the reactor itself. Trust me. Yeah, I wouldn't want the water elementals in the fire forge. Can I ask that you put down any that draw too near? They'll pose you little trouble, I'm sure. Punching things? I'm good at it. I'm even monk. Wait here if you would. Watch me wait. It's what I do best. Ha! Jeez, calm down, game. Spinning kick! Oh no, more. Dragon kick! Twin snakes! Snap punch! Boot shine! True strike! Come at me! I'm rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. Did everything go smoothly out there? I thought as much. No major complications to speak of inside either. And the water eater appears to be venting properly. I expect Cockle will have seen a difference in his forge flames by the time I return. Since I have you, there was another matter I thought to discuss with you. Nothing terribly important, merely something I've been considering. Part of this I share with everyone, yet you, and only you, happen to help us. What is it? As we have established, refined adamantite is a product of Alag, of the Empire's twilight years in fact. It was a material which saw much use as the part of elegance referred to extend beyond the bounds of this world. Dalamud, of course, being the most prominent. Of those who would push further, expand Alag's empire to encompass the heavens and the stars above, perhaps the greatest was its infamous technologist, Ammon. Did he remember his life as Hermes, or Ammon wanted to travel to see the Sea of Stars? Yeah. I believe he had his own reasons. There's no evidence to suggest that he retained memories of his former life. He only joined the Ascians once the Empire was all but dust, as you know. If not his memory, though, what drove him to pursue the idea with such fervor? His dynamis? This may seem far-fetched, but what if souls, like minds, have a personality, so to speak? A natural disposition towards which they are inclined? We know with relative certainty that it was the gross decadence and inexorable decline of Alag that moved Ammon to resurrect Emperor Zande. The Empire's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experimenting on those they deemed beneath them to fill the emptiness in their hearts. In facilitating Zande's return, Ammon provided these languid souls with the means to free themselves from the mire of their own indolence. Or would have, had not Zande been convinced by his own death that life itself was meaningless. Ammon's desire for his countrymen to conquer the heavens could only be a means to the same end, to instill the people with new purpose. Like Hermes before him, Ammon was appalled by how those around him lived, but could never bring himself to believe that those lives were devoid of meaning. And both of them sought that meaning, that hope, in distant stars. Such is my theory, anyway. Ultimately, it is the consequences of their actions which matter. Their motives are of no moment, and yet, to reach those stars on wings of adamantite, to travel to the ends of creation and beyond, the promise of hope everlasting, that much I do understand. But enough musing for now. Why don't we see how Cockle is getting on? Alright, let's go. I mean, your theory makes sense to a degree. Because... Where did you die? You died there? I'm sorry, I can't get to there yet. I don't have flying. Because the other part of piece of my soul is also an adventure, so obviously my soul has a desire to see the world and help people. I can feel those flames are blazing from here. Glad you found someone capable, Garaha, but there's not much left for you to do. Less you can conjure up that refined adamantite any faster. Bonds of adamantite. Cockle Dankle is, as usual, worked up over the ether burner. I do trust you to deliver on your promise, I do. Only... I hate waiting! I want that adamantite, and I want it now! We share your impatience, I assure you. Is there truly nothing else we can assist with in the meantime? I wish! This sitting about is absolutely unbearable. Pity the Forum frowns on recreational explosions. Well, so long as they can prove it was premeditated. Get you gone, I have mistakes to make. In that case, I suppose I should go and return to K to the reactor. I'll have one more look to make sure that nothing has gone wrong, unintentionally or otherwise. I'm certain there are better uses for your time, however. I will join you on the Charlie at Hamlet and Anon. And I will teleport to there. Man 3. Let the good times troll. Hey, come on, everybody, come and have some fun. I shall wait. If you wait here, your companions are bound to turn up sooner or later. Await your companions? This seems like stuff gonna happen, so are you ready? Sure. I'm waiting. Man, they're really letting you consider, huh? Yellow. Man, I've waited so long.
All
it's
set,
daytime.
I take it.
We finished what we could. Delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals, trivial tasks as they may be.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and see everyone on board. Once we've readied the ether burner, that is.
Which is still not happening, huh? Where's the adamantite?
Ah, had a feeling we might find you all here.
Our consultations with the Loporites, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have for the most part been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
All that remains is to wait for the refined adamantite.
Alphino, are you there? It's me, Cryo. Your special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbor at once.
Ew.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
Let us go at once, indeed. Let us bring Kokol as well, so he can lose himself seeing it.
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news.
What happened?
A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbor. Your presence is requested, with all speed.
What happened? Wait, we're going there. What happened at the harbor? What happened? What's going on? Why do we have this tense music? Everything was going so well. Come on.
Now, where might this delivery be? Oh.
Oh! Oh, indeed. My lord, they turned up.
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
By the 12! Surely, these can't all be.
Oh, you guys had a hand in it too, huh?
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Dalamud shard.
I'll have you know I went all the way to the entrance. Furthermore, 'twas my contacts that enabled us to enlist the cooperation of the Sky Pirates.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they? Well then, credit where credit's due, you did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
I love these two.
Take that back.
Make me.
Make
I will not stoop to your level.
My, what a grand welcome party.
Yo.
Hancock and Saraban.
We come bearing relics both sacred and Allegan, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I'm a sucker for these, like, a group of people just helping everyone bit by bit over the time, and eventually when they are the ones that need help, everyone just turns up. I'm a sucker for this.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of the Kojin. Upon learning of your need, Bunchin bade me deliver it on behalf of the Blue with all haste.
Wow, Kojin bringing a sacred relic. That's meaningful.
Fearing I could not swim here with the necessary speed, however, I thought to beg our Confederate allies for aid. To my delight, Hancock was already preparing for departure at the self-same port, and had space for additional cargo.
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time. Fortunately, our majestic associates have been more than helpful. 'Tis an honor to join the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they tell me.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphino. Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenar Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability. And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
We funded the venture? When?
When? Tatar is gonna have our skin.
Don't let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending. When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount. We also had the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement.
Who?
She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding
Oh,
of the Scions.
really?
We
Her?
even had coffers to fill.
Mother!
Amelians.
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full. We can hardly take them with us on your teeny-tiny toy boat, now can we? And would be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent.
Best mom.
Waste not.
Well, second best mom after Hydaelyn.
However did you manage so much in so short a time, though? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Did I not tell you I have my ways?
Hey.
Erenville, you were involved too.
I received a letter from Cryo after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are. I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlie. I accept that the Form's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters. Though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guild ship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
The Scions need help. Scions will get help. Hey, Garland. Ironworks.
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon? And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
I know, right?
Sid, you brought the team.
Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship. Oh, I nearly forgot. We stopped by Whirlit before coming here and picked up a package from Gaius. He's still of the mind that actions make for better penance than words, contrite or otherwise, so we offer none of the latter. What he sent is an Allagan relic Valens used in his weapons experiments. Has a fair bit of refined adamantite in it too.
That's good.
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud shard. I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kryle's message. So few scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshire's treasure hunters, not least among them. I know. How the Gobbyflock fought.
Of course they will.
Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned, and he gathered his kin to our side with an astounding quickness.
Contrary to his name.
The clash between their machina and the Allagan defences was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the gobby booms.
The gobby booms?
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat Khan not have more pressing concerns?
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you. Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse. As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere. Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent. Ashdaya's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chrisvelgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion.
Yeah, those two would.
My sire, too, stirred from his slumber long enough to speak and say, "Very well."
Aww.
Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself along.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Bugger me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again.
I love you so much, man.
Forget a 6% gain in efficiency. With all these goodies, we could get 7, no? 10, no? 14 bleeding percent.
I told you we would get 12, but 14 is too. 14 is okay too. Besides, you know, Final Fantasy 14, why not?
Think of how far we could go! What we could do with that much power! What we could blow up!
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
Yes, let me speak with Hydaelyn.
Yes, Father?
Give them a hug.
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it. The lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude
and their fragility. Do you understand? And are you prepared?
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Yes.
Then I will bear it with you. I beg you, share your struggles with me. As family.
Hug, 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 hug.
You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst. It was love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. And a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures. The great Exodus would succeed, must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, 'twas mine own father. The Archon Louisoix openly decried Charlian's policies, a perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool. Perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children. A naive hope, but stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No, that was his doing. When he perished at Cartano, as we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship.
But as you can see,
I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger and so much wiser than I dared dream. You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels.
all the people we lost and saved.
Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures. Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
Amelians. Though I have wronged my children most gravely, I owe you an apology as well. I assume that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger.
Yeah, we're known to do that.
Yours, in particular. I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
As long as I'm alive.
If we've finished loitering about the harbor, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People are beginning to look confused.
Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You've no small number of friends and admirers here after all.
What do I get to say? What do I get to say? Come on! Lend us your strength is just, you know, goes full circle. Our moment of triumph is close at hand is just what a charismatic leader would say. With me is so simple but strong. I can't pick. I like how they're putting in the boss fight music here as well. What do I pick? It's inconsequential, but like I kind of want to go lend us your strength and bookend the whole thing, but there's also the whole powerful with me. I can't. With me. I've been with you. Now you are with me. Come on, let's go. As one.
Your assistance is appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if you please.
That was a good scene. This whole bit was a great scene since the Loporits arrived. Let me finish this quest, and that'll be a good stopping point. Alfino? We finally managed to clear the harbor, which means the rest is in the engineer's capable hands. Meanwhile, Father has issued us to an invitation. As was agreed, he will reveal the means by which Hydaelyn may be contacted. We are to meet him at Aporia when we're ready. Given the vital knowledge he holds, I suggest we leave without delay. It transpires, however, that the Forum's method for speaking with her is not without risks. I am curious to hear what those might entail, but regardless, be warned. Most of those who arrived with the Adamantite have offered to stay and see to any remaining tasks that need doing. The Forum has already asked for my assistance in overseeing the process, so you needn't worry about a thing. Thank you, Tataru. we're off to Aporia then. And we will be off to Aporia next time. So, since tomorrow is weekend, instead of taking a day off, I'm gonna stream tomorrow as well. Which means if you're curious about how the story goes, you won't have to wait for 2 days. It's just gonna be 1 day. See you tomorrow for that. Anyways, thank you for coming along and watching. It's a shame I couldn't get to show off more of my monk moves, as it's absolutely fun and absolutely enjoyable. It's a delight to play, especially the teleport, which I couldn't use. I wonder if I can... Nah, shame. Hopefully I'll be able to show all of that next time with the dungeon and whatnot, assuming we'll get a dungeon. Oh hey, goblins. Safe for uplanders to yummy eat. Okay. Well, again, thank you all for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.